Sustainability is I would call it a fig leaf word that we use to cover a lot of territory. It's often identified with environmental sustainability, and we're seeing an enormous movement in corporations today on being much more green, much more sustainable. And actually, 3M began this movement in the 1970s and has saved hundreds of millions of dollars simply by being much more uh, environmentally aware, environmentally sustainable. For example, they have a glue now on the back of Post-it notes that's biodegradable. So there are all kinds of these movements going on. But I like to think of sustainability in much longer term in terms of not being merely environmentally sustainable, but thinking about the community and social activism, and of course being economically sustainable. And that is often called now triple bottom line thinking. And a number of companies now are measuring their environmental impact, their social impact, and their environmental impact quantitatively, and putting those as equal initiatives rather than the economic being the primary initiative. Now, not all companies are doing that, but we're seeing that movement slowly taking place. Starbucks, for example, has a triple bottom line company. Believe it or not, Procter and Gamble is. General Motors is actually working on this. Ford is working on it. Of course, a number of European companies are working on this, Unilever being the leader in that field. So it'll be interesting how this turns out. But we like to think of what we'd like to talk about with our students is thinking about sustainable management. How is a company going to sustain itself, say, for the next 50 years? And that means it has to be environmentally sustainable. It's got to think about the communities in which it operates. So it has to think about poverty and disease and those sorts of crises. And it also, of course, has to make money. And if you think about all those three together, we've seen companies be very, very successful in the long run with that sort of philosophy and initiatives.